When we study history, we don't remember greatness in numbers. Nobody opens a history book and asks, okay, how many supporters did Thomas Edison have? Or how many fans did Beethoven gain on his best day? We remember Edison because he refused to quit after thousands of failures until the light bulb really worked. We remember Beethoven because he still composed obsessively beautiful music that so many people even nowadays listen to, even after he lost his hearing. Even nowadays, let's mention Mr. Beast. He of course gets the credit for hundreds of millions of subscribers and followers, billions of views. But what does it actually mean? This is just a product, this is a result of his obsession about YouTube and about cracking the code of that. We're not really talking about the numbers, we're talking about his greatness, about his legacy, his discipline and persistence. That's what matters. The numbers are just byproduct. It's not the real legacy, because the legacy always comes within. And today, we're going to talk about this. Numbers can prove impact, but they're not really the reason why we remember these people. We don't love Usain Bolt just for his 9.58 seconds. We love the joy that he brought to the track and the persistence and the drive. And we don't honor Jobs for his revenue. We honor his vision and obsession about design. So do you see the connection? Numbers follow the purpose. They're evidence for the legacy, but they will never ever be the foundation of it. Hi, I'm Edith, and on this channel you'll find practical tools and insights on how to live in alignment, how to rebuild self-trust, and how to finally live your life as your true self, and not the version shaped by other people's expectations. And if you are an ambitious person, and if you maybe are already successful on the paper, but you don't feel like success in the inside, this channel might be exactly for you. And I want to thank you so much for taking a little bit of your time from your busy day to spend with me to talk about you. So let's get into it. So here's the problem I notice nowadays. So many people are living their lives around numbers. They're shaping it according to their numbers. Likes, views. They're putting filters on their photos. They're putting filters on their face just to get more likes, just to be more admired. From who? They're trying to get promotions in order to get higher salaries. And even when the number is high, when the following count is high, when the salary is high, it will never ever satisfy you. The feeling will always fade. Because it's like pouring water through the sifter with no bottom. The water will always be drained away. Just as your energy. Imagine the water is your energy. Because the numbers will never truly comfort you. They will not be there for you when things fall apart. And this is the worst part. Because chasing numbers will make you forget why have you started in the first place. So this video is for you if you are currently trying to get more views, more likes, higher salary. Remember why. Say it out loud right now. Why do you want it? And if you don't know the answer, it's also okay. Don't beat yourself up for that. But just be honest with yourself, because if you should be honest with one person in the world, shouldn't it be the most important person? You? So keep that honesty at least to yourself and say, I really don't know why am I actually chasing this 200k salary. I don't know. And if nothing changes and you will still be chasing the numbers, still be chasing the applause, the approval of your boss, of your parents, of the society, let me tell you something. This is the recipe to burnout. Alright, and with a little bit different lightning that I had to change, anything that comes with external validation and doesn't mean truly anything to you and to your core is the gateway to burnout. You can't be truly chasing and sprinting the whole time, because truly chasing external validation is a sprint. You can't really have a little break. And it's not a marathon, it's a sprint, because there are so many other players, because so many people are doing this race. It's the same line, it's the same race. But if you found your own purpose, understand that you are so unique that there is 1 to 400 trillion probability that you are about to be born in this world. And you doubt that if you would just followed what is there for you the whole time in the mind, maybe there is something you're always thinking about, like, okay, I'm just this, I don't know, business consultant, but I know how a beautiful bouquet of flowers should look like, and I haven't seen it anywhere in my city. So if I would just start my bouquet shop or boutique or, flower shop, and I would make my own beautiful flowers as I want, as I visualize and imagine it in my head. But, I got this job, it's stable, it's not horrible. So why should I leave? That's irresponsible, right? And these little hints that your intuition, your gut gives you, these are exactly the things that we should be following. But it's normal, unfortunately, it's very, very common that we just ignore it for our rational reasonings. We don't accept the situation where we would be in risk, where we would be in a position that would be uncertain. We hate uncertainty so much. If you would be just focusing on your specific self, your uniqueness, you will never ever be there twice. Your DNA has never been there and will never ever repeat itself. Take advantage of that. You have unique ideas, you have unique point of view, you have unique approach, your name, your DNA, the way you look, the way you speak, your tone of voice, everything is so unique that if each one of us would truly focus on what is our true purpose, be sure that we would never ever get burnt out. And actually the money would flow very naturally. And what is even more important, we wouldn't really care. The money is never and was never the goal. The money will never ever be more important than our legacy. And I know that this is a type of thinking that is not, so many people aren't there. But if you're still watching this video, I'm sure that you are there and that you understand what I mean. It's never about your annual salary. It's about what you bring to the world and how, by every day of your being here, how the world gets better. You can call it purpose, you can call it alignment, you can call it truly this life force, you can call it your why, you can call it any way how you want, but it is, by simple words, energy from this job, from the meaning, will give them so much of the force and of the power that it is even like a gas for the car. This is the opposite of the race so many people are chasing. It's external. Anything you're chasing externally is the gateway and the recipe to get burnt out. I'm not saying in 1 year, I'm not saying in 2 years. Maybe you don't even see it coming. But I'm telling you, if you are not honest with yourself, and if you are, despite being focused mainly on the salary, anything outside of yourself, if you're not honest about it with yourself, if you're like, okay, I need to make some money for 2 years now, I will make it through, that's okay. You are very honest with yourself that it's not the job that you want to do, and you see a certain deadline. That's okay, because you know that it will not be your lifetime purpose. But if you are there, if you're in the job, and if you don't really see what is the future, if you don't want to even discuss it, if you're dreading to imagine or to even think about your future, because you know subconsciously that you don't want to stay in this job or stay in this field, but at the same time you have no idea what would you be doing if you would go away out of this job. This is the moment where you are letting yourself know that you really don't know yourself. You don't know what are your passions. You haven't worked through the trauma. You haven't worked through your deepest desires, and you haven't worked on your self-concept, on your courage, and you haven't worked on your self-esteem and your self-trust. If you are feeling this way, focus on this first. Forget anything else. Of course, do your job, but then on the weekend, just sit down and think about this. If you want more help, I do have a 5-week identity reset, and it's completely free. It's just for you to give you the tools. It's on my website, so if you want, check out the description of the video. Everything's there. However, what else would happen if nothing changes and if you still keep chasing external validation? You will start actually performing for others. And I'm not saying for others, but maybe also for the money. If this position would be nicely compensated money-wise, you would start to learn things about it. You would start to be passionate about this field, but you are truly not the person to be in this field naturally. You force yourself to do it. That's a performance. That's living other people's lives. You are literally giving your life away in order to get more money. You are here once and will never ever be in this unique body and this unique time again. And you are willing to trade it for money, for thing that was there so many hundreds of years. And we will never ever get out of that. And if we will always get back to barter's market and to barter's way of gaining value. You think about it, truly. If it's worth of losing your reputation for things you wouldn't really do, but for the views, for example. I see so many people do stupid and silly things just for views, and dangerous things. This chase can be for people that are always in the race. They will not even realize that it's happening to them. They will just see it like, oh yeah, I'm successful, whatever. Let me just continue doing this, and let me get more dangerous and more bizarre, for example. It is not worth it. It will steal your peace at one point, and you will regret it. So think about it as soon as you can. And really give yourself the credit that you're here listening to this video and trying to be more aware, because truly awareness is the first step to overall success in life, and success in a definition of peace, freedom, and overall satisfaction with your life. But you are truly rooted in who you are, and that is something that so many people need nowadays. But they're just so quick to lose themselves in another race and in another race, so that they completely lose their own concept of self. And truly, that is one of the most valuable assets that you can have, the knowing of who you are. And so naturally, what comes next is, once you do the race with other people that are literally trying to get the external validation as you do and as I did, you will build a life that feels somewhat successful, but it will feel so empty once you are in the bed or once you are alone somewhere and you just get to be in silence with yourself. Because this silence will really reveal a lot. Have you tried to be in silence with yourself for maybe like 10 minutes? If you're dreading this and if you feel very uncomfortable doing that, that is exactly sign that you have to do it. Because truly only peaceful people that do have the true success, I mean, everyone has a different definition of success, so I don't want to generalize this, but the people that are truly successful according to their definition, and it's true to their honest, authentic, aligned self, they have no problem in sitting 10 minutes with themselves. And maybe there are even people that no longer are stimulated by anything else, like by music. There are people that are running half marathons without music because they don't have to mute some part of themselves that will always come up with truth. Once you have silence, there will be always a part of yourself that will come up with what is true. Work with silence. It's one of the best remedies, cheapest, but it's a paradox that it's the hardest and least used. If you ignore all of this and you will do this race and you will chase money and you will chase success, like fame, maybe even so many people are chasing fame for bad reasons. You will chase applause, you will chase acceptance and validation from others. One day, once you will look back at your life, you will know that you were destined to do a different thing. Even now, I'm feeling emotional about it. I need to calm down. Like, really, this is very important because I just saw one reel of a lady. She was like 40 years old and she was crying her eyes out because she realized that at 12 years old, she knew at 12 that she was destined to become a singer, to be a very, very passionate singer. But she wasn't. She was doing some corporate jobs and avoiding her potential. And she realized it at 40. And good that she realized it that soon, honestly, because so many people just realize it on their deathbeds. And that's why I'm actually doing this. It's so you would not trade $1 billion for the day as your last day. You would rather live with your monthly salary, even if it's minimum wage. You would not take $1 billion if someone would give you right now to trade your life for. That you can wake up tomorrow is worth more than $1 billion. So why are we still chasing money and approval? All I'm saying is that if you are going to be 70, 80, if we all are lucky, and we will turn back and see our life, we really want to say that, okay, I've taken some risks, but it was worth it. I wasn't comfortable. I was always doing something and something exciting, and I lived my life. I didn't perform for the crowd. And why I'm talking about this so passionately? Because I was there. I was literally the person who was trying to analyze other people that I saw as an authority. Let's say family, of course, the important people in my family, teachers. Oh my god, teachers. And overall managers, my bosses, any boss that I had, I was trying to really suppress my true self. I remember I wasn't at all myself. Never. And I know that people, they noticed it. Like, they really did. You really can notice if someone is trying to play a character just for others' liking. And paradoxically, it's never helping because people can really feel it in your energy. Even though that you say like, okay, I was really like I was training it. I think that I come off as very natural. People can really feel and sense the energy that you are bringing into the table. So rather than being accepted partially only because they feel confused, if you would be yourself and you would bet on yourself fully, either it would be that they would kick you out, but you know what? It would be such a blessing for you to be kicked out from a place that's not meant for you. Because like that, if you were trapped in that place, there would be another job, another company that was waiting for you. And if you were staying in the company that was okay and that was confused out of you, or that was like okay with you, the company that really needed you and you would be thriving in was without you, and you were without the company. It was a clear match if you were authentic. This is also with relationships. You are doing no good to stay in relationship or in company where you feel like your potential is not fully expressed. Because be sure that there is unlimited amount of potential that is waiting there for you. But this applies to you only if you feel like it. Only if you have this feeling. If you're thinking about it. If you're not thinking about this, everything I believe is fine, because otherwise, if it wasn't good, you would be already thinking about it. You know, only the thing that you're thinking about something is a really important message. Remember that. However, there is always a beautiful match. And also with your clients, also with the company that you would be working for. Once you are truly yourself, you will understand where is your value also like really valued versus where is not seen, and that's the time when it's time to go. But you're doing no good if you are suppressing your true authentic self in order to stay there, because that is not a place to stay. It is very important. Your authenticity is like GPS, and if you believe it, and if you believe in your gut, in your feeling and your intuition, you will be guided to places where you are supposed to be. Trust it. And the last thing is really to truly trust it. If I say to you, trust it, and you'll be like, okay, trust it, I guess, that's not complete 100% like unconditional trust. Really stay there, but once you truly feel that you trust, go with your gut and with your intuition. As I was suppressing myself, I was also, of course, trying to see the external validation, the money that I was making, the number of likes that I had. But then one time I kind of stepped back and I was like, okay, so let's read something about people that really did something extraordinary, like Da Vinci, Einstein, um, Steve Jobs, 50 Cent, people from really completely different fields. And I realized never, ever did the book start with, so Einstein made this and this amount of $1 million from his little formula. He had 3 bank accounts. He had, I don't know, like 100,000 direct supporters. Never ever did this happen. What is truly important? He created this, and it made other people's lives better in this way. That's all what matters. That's why this video is called Legacy Over Numbers. Legacy is the only thing that's worth building. Numbers are just there. It's a shadow, but legacy is the substance. So imagine that you wake up and you don't need to check your phone immediately. You don't need to see the heart and the number next to it. You just know that anything that you've created was straight from your heart, and even if it reached maybe 3 people, but one person would be truly influenced by it, the work mattered. And even if it didn't, it mattered for you because you meant it and it came from your purpose, from your why, and you are building legacy. It's not a quick money type of thing. It's a legacy. What that means, that you think in decades. You don't think in months. from salary to salary. You think as someone who knows the power of legacy and who knows what is their true success, and mainly who knows themselves. So imagine posting, talking, sharing, creating always, no matter what your like count or follower count would show, because you believe in it. And it's your way of telling the world, okay, this is how I see world, and I believe that it matters. And you will keep doing it. And one day you will be so good that they cannot ignore you. This is how you really build the legacy. And it all really comes from knowing your true self and building a self-trust that is rock solid. So again, if you are interested, if you're not, it's okay if you go solo. However, if you want to make it way faster and with support, and maybe with further support, then you can join the 5-week free identity reset. It's a good starting point to become more aware, and then go closer to your true self. Maybe think about self-concept, think about self-ideals, self-esteem, and self-image. And these are truly also things that we discuss in my community. But for now, 5-week identity reset for free. That's your starting point and the best one you can take right now, naturally. Because once you know yourself, your work will come from your truth, from your true authenticity. And that's the time when your work will echo beyond you. Not because of the numbers, but because it came really from your truth. And that's freedom, that's legacy, that's purpose. The last thing I'm gonna say and ask you, what would you do every day, even if no one clapped for you? Maybe you're doing it already. Maybe you're playing piano. Maybe you're composing. Maybe you're dancing. Maybe you're coding. Maybe you're trying to write. Maybe you are painting. You are biking. You're running. You're doing anything. You're cooking. Anything really. That once you do that thing, you know that that's you. You know that there is unlimited amount of energy. Even if your body would physically be so sore, you would still want to continue. You would wish for another refresh of body, unlimited amount of magnesium if that was for running or anything like that. You would take anything to continue. But you can't, because also we need to sleep, and we're human beings. But you wish that you could continue. It's like the child when their parents left to supermarket, for example, they went straight to the one thing. Maybe it was building Lego. You wanted to build something, to create. Maybe it was painting, maybe it was dancing, like a fool. But you were so immersed in that you completely forgot about the time. And by the time you were like thinking, okay, this is like 1 minute of me enjoying, your parents went back from 1 hour trip to supermarket. And you had no idea how that happened, that it went so quickly, the time. This is what I want you to think about. And I'm not saying to you to do specifically one thing after, like one action. Usually I ask you to do something actionable. Today, I just want you to really think about it, because the most important thing to do right now is truly to be honest and to kind of open your mind to new possibilities. What, like, to, let's say, to allow yourself to think bigger. And this is what I want you to do. And honestly, this is, in this moment, in this particular time, way more important than doing anything physically in the real world. You truly need to say to yourself and allow yourself to accept the possibility. So that's it from me for this video. I hope that I edited it somehow into like 20 minutes. I really hope. But yeah, everything I said is truly from heart, and I wish that you took something that maybe let you accept the
bigger possibility and not just this one direction that you thought was your destiny. So yeah, take care, keep going, and stay awesome. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.